Hi there, it's Donna from Taffy Crafting. Thank you ever so much for joining me. You may have come across this video through the Stamp Around UK video hop, and if that's the case, hello and welcome if you've never come across me before. If you like card making, stamping, gift box making, fancy fold cards, that type of crafting, excuse me, then why not give my channel, come and subscribe and then hit the bell so that you can be notified of all videos that I've got coming up. In the description bar you will see a list of all the participants in this hop, and please go and have a look at what people have made. There will be absolutely tons of inspiration in there. My project, I'm going to be making a card and I'm going to be using flowing flowers. This turned up today. I've been really looking forward to this arriving. I absolutely love the flowers. I wish I could show you the inside of the catalogue, but I can't just yet because it doesn't go live until the 4th of January. But these flowers look absolutely stunning. I have actually already stamped one out and fussy cut it. It's just beautiful. It's just got lots of lovely depth in there, and then also the lightness around it as well. Really pretty. So I've got quite a simple card. It's a simple project. Let me show you what I'm doing. So I've got my pad here that I use for stamping. I'm just going to move my camera over a little bit. So I've got a little ridge in my table that will stop me stamping properly. Okay, so I've started off with a piece of card, and this measures 8 1/4 by 5 3/4, and I've scored down the long side at 4 1/8 and then given that a good burnish. I'm using a whole selection of colours today. They're all out of the Brights collection. I just wanted this to be nice and bright. And I've got a piece of Daffodil Delight card that measures slightly less than the front of our card. So that measures 4 inches by 5 5/8 of an inch. And that just fits inside the card there. And we've got a nice white border going on. Let's get some glue. I think I need a new pot of glue. I think this one is pretty much at the end, so I might just have to pause and grab some glue. I hate throwing a glue pot away if I know there's a bit of glue still left in there. See, there's still some in there. I nearly threw that away. I hate waste. The other thing that I want to do as well is wish you all a Happy New Year. If you're watching this when this video goes live on the 1st of January, Happy New Year to you. I hope 2021 ended up being a funny old year, just like 2020. So let's hope that 2022 is a positive year for us all. So I did that with the bone folder there. It just distributes the glue underneath, otherwise you end up with just ridges, unless you use a dispenser glue, and then that goes on a lot better. But I use liquid glue, just enables me to just wiggle the card around a little to make sure it's in the right place. I'm just going to put that to one side. Now what I want to do, I've got another layer for this card, and what I want to do is stamp this with another one of the stamps. But I'm going to put a sentiment on here. So I've got a piece of card that measures 4, no it doesn't. This white card measures 3 7/8 by 5 1/2 inches. And then I've got this Daffodil Delight piece of card that measures 1 inch by 3 7/8. And then another piece of white card that measures, what does this measure? 3 3/4 by 7/8 of an inch. I had to do that from memory. And what that's going to do when I put it all together is going to sit there like that. Now you need another piece of scrap card. And on a piece of scrap white card, I stamped this image. Let's get this back out again. So I stamped this, and it's quite easy to fussy cut, and I didn't really go into any detail because when you look at the card from a distance, you're not going to see. If you looked at that in any detail, it's not the best fussy cutting. But my plan is to get these stuck down, but I need to stamp the card first. Is to get these stamped down, and then I'm just going to just pop that on there, and then I'm going to put my sentiment here. However, this sentiment, and I want to use this because I don't want to use this. I do really want to use this, and I might have to put that on a circle. I don't know yet. I'm kind of thinking on my feet as I go along. So I've picked up this set of flowers, and I'm going to stamp that in Mango Melody, which is a nice orange colour. And I'm going to stamp that on my piece of white card. So this is the piece of white card that measures 3 7/8. I think I might have said 3 3/4. I can't remember now. No, I didn't. It is. It's 3 7/8 by 5.5. So I'm just inking up my stamp, and I'm just going to start in the middle. And I've got this piece of, it's just like a piece of foam rubber. I think this came with the Stamparatus. And then just going to turn it. I don't want this to look too uniform. Turn it. And I'm just having one colour. You might want to use more than one colour. And I think what I need to do is get a piece of paper behind it. So I'm just going to grab a piece of paper, just so I don't get ink on my mat. So what we're going to do is actually stamp off, and it then fills up the whole piece of card. Just remembering to turn, it makes it less uniform. I used to stamp onto cards, and it didn't matter how much I tried. It just all used to look just too regimented and uniform. Didn't like it. But that's because my squeaky table. That's because I just wasn't turning the stamp or stamping off the card. I need to do something about that squeak on my table. And then I'm just going to put one last bit in the corner like that. So next up is, I'm going to stick this down like that. I could put it in the middle, I don't think it matters. So wherever you want to put it, you could put it at the bottom. Now this, I think what I want to do is just have it raised just very slightly, just to give the card a bit of dimension. And I'm going to be using mini stamping dimensionals for that. So I'm just going to put that on there like that. And again, this just gives us a border all the way around. Like that. I'm not actually going to be stamping anything on here. What I want to do, in fact, what I'm going to do is put this on my card before I put anything else on the front. So I'm going to have that sat in there like that. Let's hope there's still enough glue in here. Yep, just about. And Again, just distribute the glue behind it. There is going to be a blog post for this particular project with all of the product details, with the also with the measurements and everything. So please come back in a few days. On the 4th, I'll have that uploaded. It'll have all the product details, but these products don't go live until the 4th. So then the other thing that I want to do is then put this flower on there. So it can overlap that a little bit, but not past the fold. And I'm also going to stick that on with dimensionals, really raise this. Now what you do have to be careful of is that if you are putting this in an envelope to put in the post, that it might be too thick. And you might have to pay extra postage, so you have to be careful of that. Need to move them in a bit. So this I just stamped in Gorgeous Grape. I stamped that onto white card. And then I've just fussy cut round it. I think what I want to do is just put another one of these, whoops, there. That does stand up quite a little bit, and I just think that makes it a bit more interesting. Now, the thank you sentiment. So if we take this out, it is a bit on the big side. It's not going to fit on there, and I didn't want this panel to be any bigger, but I could get that potentially on a heart. Let's give that a go. Okay, so I've just got a clear block, put my sentiment on there, and there is my heart that I've punched out with the heart punch pack, the plain edge one, and I'm going to stamp that on there, and hopefully I can get that to fit. And I'm going to stamp that in Gorgeous Grape, and then that can match my flower. Oh, and that fitted on just nicely. Now, the next thing I want to do, still got some of this Daffodil Delight card left. And I'll use a Scallop Heart punch. Let's see what we can do with this. What I want to be able to do is put that on there, and it just about goes to the edge. That's it, right. So what I'm going to do is put some dimensionals on the back of the white heart. So we've got all sorts of techniques going on here, even though the theme of this video hop is stamping. There's plenty of stamping going on, but we've also got, we're using punches, we're using layering, fussy cutting, I just want that to fit in there, so I'm going to put that on with liquid glue, and then I'm just going to put one last thing on there. I have got some ribbon that will go with that, but I'm not going to do that. So I've just used a little bit of liquid glue for that to fit on there. But I've also got, if I can find them, these Pastel Pearls. They're absolutely gorgeous, and I'm going to go for these purple ones. Wish I knew where my tweezers were. And I'm going to put one there like that. And some of the lighter ones, where should we put those? Just a couple on one or two of these flowers. It'd be too much if I put them all over the place. And there we have it. So with some stamping, we've stamped the main body of our card, we've stamped and fussy cut another flower, stamped a sentiment, and then we have a card, a thank you card. And then possibly what I would do after is stamp the inside of this, maybe just with some flowers. In fact, we can do that now, can't we? Because just to finish it off, I try and keep my videos to about 15 minutes and I've gone a little bit over. So for a thank you card, I'm not going to put anything, any other sentiment inside, but we will just put this flower. I'm just going to stamp that there in the bottom bottom right hand corner. There we go. Oh, and actually, I do like things to be symmetrical. I struggle when things aren't symmetrical. There we are. There's enough of that now. Let's get the ink away before I stamp too much more on there. But for a thank you card, you don't need anything in the middle. Those words will be personal to whoever's writing it. So there you have it, some lovely bright bold colours. We've got the Mango Melody, Daffodil Delight and the Gorgeous Grape. Nice floral thank you card, bright floral. So don't forget, hop over to the other participants in this hop. I hope you enjoy what they do, and I'll be back again soon with another video for you. Bye bye.